I'm Dan Player. I'm an associate professor at the Batten School, and I teach courses in policy analysis and research methods. I teach policy analysis, which is in the second semester of the first year of the master's degree program. And in this course, students take all of the skills they've gained in economics and research methods and leadership and apply it to providing a solution to a real-world policy problem. And there are a lot of steps along that way, but one of the most important things that students learn in the course is how to identify the problem in a way that is solvable and justifiable to be solved by public policy. And just as an example of that, it may be that they're working with a school district who comes to them and says, we have this problem of too many teacher vacancies. And there's really only one way to solve that problem, which is to hire more teachers. The way that we train our students is to step back and say, well, how can we think about this problem in another way that might lend itself to more solutions than just one? So for instance, what do we really care about? Well, we care about students having access to high quality instruction. And maybe that's, when we reframe the problem that way, it lends itself to other solutions beyond just hiring more teachers. And it may be that in the end, yes, hiring more teachers is the right solution. But the advantage of this approach is that it allows us to step back and say, maybe there are other solutions, like maybe we can have slightly larger classrooms that have more teaching assistants who are working one-on-one with students. Just as an example, that's one of the ways that you could think about the problem slightly differently, that allows you to open yourself up and say, what does the evidence say about the most effective way to solve the real problem we care about? This problem definition sounds easy. It's a lot harder than it sounds, but it really does call on the students to use those skills that they've gained in economics to think through the theory, and leadership to think through, how do we do this in a way that is really going to solve the problem that we care about. My research focuses on education policy and mostly on public education and the teachers and the leaders who are in schools, what we call the teacher labor market. So looking at questions like who teaches in which schools, how long do they stay, what predicts whether they leave or not, and how do we get the most effective teachers to stay in the classroom. This is one of the reasons I care about this question so much, is that we know education is one of the ways that we can provide more opportunities to students who start life at a greater disadvantage. One of the projects I'm working on right now is looking at school working conditions and how we can improve school work conditions to try to retain more teachers in the profession. Particularly post-COVID, this has become a really important question for us to better understand, because conditions have become pretty challenging in some schools. Our hope is that we can inform the state on ways that they can make work conditions a little bit better to make it a better place for teachers to thrive and feel like they're making a difference in the lives of students. I've been at Batten for almost 10 years now, and I can truly say I love being a part of this community. There are a number of reasons. So first, I have amazing colleagues. It's enriching to be a part of a faculty of people who are experts in a large diversity of areas, but they really are world experts in their topics. And not only that, but they are interested in other areas of policy. I think it's safe to say that my colleagues are a group of really curious people who want to know what we can do to make the world a little bit better place in whatever our respective areas are. I also love the programs that we have at Batten. I think our focus on rigorous public policy analysis and understanding really the importance of data and evidence-driven policy, and coupling that with leadership and understanding that nothing's going to happen if we don't think about the humans that are ultimately implementing the policies that we are advocating for. That's an area that I think the vision of Batten is unique in that way, and I like how it permeates our curriculum and the way that we think about public policy. And then finally, but certainly not least, I love the students I get to work with. I love that Batten attracts really bright and motivated students who go off and want to make a difference in the world. It's, for me, a highlight to be able to go into a classroom and just see the potential that's in there of the students who really want to make a difference, and they want to be involved in practical, real-world, hands-on opportunities to make the world a better place. Batten gives us every opportunity and incentive to make our classes high quality. And so that's one of the things that I really enjoy as an instructor, is that I'm encouraged to take risks and try new things that will help make this a better experience for the students that I teach.